Title IX. No prohibited states shall, on the basis of sex, be excluded from participation in, be denied the benefits of, or be subjected to discrimination under any educational program or activity receiving federal financial assistance. In 1970, Bernice Bunny Sandler, a part-time lecturer on educational counseling at the University of Maryland, applied for a tenure-track position only to be told she came on too strong as a woman. She researched laws on and found a footnote to a law on federal contract discrimination based on sex. She ran an ad in the Saturday Review of Books looking for others who shared her experience. Eventually, she had enough information to compile 250 complaints against colleges receiving federal contracts. She connected with Vincent Macaluso, an assistant director in the compliance division at the Department of Labor, who urged her to send copies of the complaints to Congress, asking them to urge the Secretary of Labor to enforce the law. A Democratic representative from Portland, Oregon, Edith Green, hired Bernice Sandler to work on her staff. Together, they drafted Title IX, the language of which is a derivative of the 1964 Civil Rights Act, Title VI. Two words in Title IX, or activity, were added after discussions during the House-Senate Conference Committee meetings. It is that phrase, or activity, that allowed sports into law, signed June 23, 1972, by President Richard Nixon. Title IX had been quietly tucked into an omnibus education bill, largely unnoticed by congressmen. By 1973, the NCAA understood the implications of Title IX and began challenging it, but their pleas fell on the deaf ears of then Secretary of the Department of Health, Education, and Welfare, Caspar Weinberger, who ignored the NCAA's complaints. By May of 1975, President Gerald Ford signed into law a set of Title IX regulations for athletics. I suppose you could say there was a Boston Tea Party for Title IX. This came on a blustery March 3rd day in 1976 when the Yale women's rowing team marched into their athletic director's office, took off their clothes, revealing Title IX written on their skin. They asked for showers at the boathouse, which only the men had, because after both teams practiced, the men got to shower while the women waited on the bus, having sweated in the freezing cold mornings. One female rower caught pneumonia. That day, March 3rd, 1976, in the Yale athletic office, a New York Times correspondent wrote an article, and that article, subsequently published in the Times, got them their showers. Chris Ernst, 19-year-old athlete at the time, said, "These are the bodies Yale is exploiting. On a day like today, the ice freezes on this skin." What follows are stories from women whose lived experiences at Western help us remember how Title IX was implemented at Western.